Hi art teachers. So today I'm going to take you along with me as I plan out my syllabus for second semester. So this will be kind of a plan with me type video, and I'm going to take you through every step of the way how I'm doing this for a foundations level, so intro level art class. And I teach on a semester schedule, which means every semester I get a whole new group of students. I really want to hammer down all my lessons. So I'm going to take you along with me. Planning a syllabus has never been, 100% straightforward for me. I'm not going to lie. I usually have notes in a variety of different notebooks, post-it notes everywhere, pages bookmarked, and I was getting tired of that. And so last summer I created this syllabus planner for myself. And I actually have it for free for download. So if you're interested, this is what we're gonna be using for the process, and I'll take you along step by step. But it really has helped me to kind of consolidate all those ideas. And actually for this planning session, I'm gonna be using an iPad. I'm trying to be a little bit more techie here. So I've got it up in Procreate so I can write on it. And if any of you guys know of annotation apps where I can actually make a link onto a PDF, that would be really helpful. So just drop that in the comments, but I will also include a Google slideshow running alongside of this where I'm gonna create a mood board for the class just to get an idea of the kind of work we'll be making and a page of resources and links that I'll be referencing. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you're new around here, my name is Claire. I'm a high school art teacher with 16 years of experience. I've taught everything from foundations, drawing and painting, IB art or International Baccalaureate art, digital art, really a lot of different subjects over the years. And I love to talk all things art teacher. If you're interested in that sort of thing, stick around and subscribe. The first step in the planning is mind mapping. And I kind of want to show you how I used to do this. So I pulled out my old syllabus planning notebook just to compare how I'm using this syllabus planner, how much it has streamlined the process. I have lots of these and there's no system for organizing them, which made it really challenging. But you can see I've just kind of jotted down all my ideas here and have rough outline for my units. You can see there is some mind mapping. So this is where I came up with this idea. The idea here is to not make this perfect, but to really just get your ideas out and to not worry too much about organizing them perfectly, because you may have to go back and refine them a lot. And that's what this brainstorming part is all about. I'm gonna do this for my foundations class on the iPad. That's my new plan. The main things I've decided to teach this semester are collage. I have a great collage lesson I wanna do. I had two options here. I think I'm definitely leaning towards the Gee's Bend, especially because that lesson is about the Gee's Bend Quilters of Alabama, and that is a group of African-American artists, and it will be Black History Month when I start that lesson. And I'm going to follow that up by some drawing exercises and getting into pencil shading, then into acrylic painting. I'm leaning towards a monochromatic painting lesson with folded paper and printmaking. And then I think printmaking will be our last unit because it will be close to the end of the year, and this is fun and fairly simple. So this will be a good way to end out the semester. So I've already gone into the brainstorming document and really built these out a bit more. This is divided by skills, mediums, themes, artists and cultures. And then I love to include a few sub-plans and early finisher activities that are simple should I need to miss a day of school. I have a guided question here for my foundations class, and it's how can I use the basic building blocks of art, so that's the elements and principles, to create visually compelling and personally relevant artworks. So that will be what ties this all together. That is the through line. Here are the skills we're learning. Along with actual technical skills, I like to teach the Studio Habits of Mind. That's out of Project Zero from Harvard. So I will link that. These are wonderful to use in your classroom. I have some mediums, I have the themes we're exploring, and just off the top of my head, some artists I know I want to show throughout the lessons for inspiration. The next part of the syllabus planner is this guided reflection. There's actually 2 pages, and these questions I designed just to get me thinking about the pedagogy that I'm building here, the curriculum, how it relates to the standards, how I'm going to encourage kids to do their own personal artistic style, how am I going to connect with real world experiences, And this can really help you with the cultural responsiveness and aligning your curriculum with your students' needs, their skill level. So these questions are really helpful. I'm going to answer the ones that I think will pertain to this class most specifically, and then start building my learning goals from there. This is a foundational class, but I will have some students who are going towards the intermediate. And because it's going to be mixed level students with different backgrounds, where some students have taken a lot of art classes where others have not, I'm just going to kind of already, especially for the intermediate, already have some ideas of how to push them further and ways that I can challenge them. I wanted to take you through how I use this. I don't pick one of my 4 major lessons to focus on here. I just go over the whole curriculum. So for example, for vocabulary and concepts, my elements and principles lesson is going to be very heavy in those areas. So I'm going to start with my foundational understanding. I just want them to know the elements and the principles. I want them to be able to identify them, to describe them, to know the difference between a geometric shape and an organic shape. For intermediate, I want them to be able to identify which elements and principles are dominant in an artwork and which ones are subordinate. And for advanced, I want them to articulate how these elements and principles are used to convey meaning. Mediums and materials at the foundational level, can they mix the color wheel with tints and shades? Intermediate would be complementary color mixing, and advanced would be creating a color system and using paint modifiers, so mediums. So you can kind of see how I identify students and where they can be, and then it helps me kind of take the students who are on the edge and take them up to the next category. This is the part I would usually start with when I was planning before, just jumping right into the syllabus units, but this part is so much easier now that I've done the other activities in this planner. Looking at my semester, which is 16 weeks, I've got 2 longer 5-week projects and 2 shorter 3-week projects. There's some wiggle room in there for holidays and for smaller activities, but this will be the bulk of what we're doing. I have everything laid out, what we're going to be doing, what the skill builder is, what the medium is, and it just gives me at a glance what I'm doing. This is the timeline page. I made this just so that I could see the major things that are happening, and I like to fill this in at the start of the semester or school year, and I'll just mark when new semesters start, when grades are due, holidays, when some other deadlines for yearbook, because I do yearbook too. And this is just helpful to kind of see it all along. You can do this for the whole school year or just for the semester. It's always important to include policies and procedures, how you want your class to run in your syllabus. It's kind of a way to cover you as well, so that if there's any question, if a student does break a rule or a parent is reaching out to you or an administrator, you know that everyone knew the rules at the start. So I have rules and procedures, consequences, late work policy, contact office hours, and the grade ranges. This weekly planner is just so that you can start to get the rhythm. Our school has a rotating schedule, which can be pretty confusing. So I like to do this even for my free period, because I know what the schedule is and I can make notes about things I need to do, the theme of what we're teaching, and then Saturday, Sunday, I can just make note of any supplies I need to buy. This is just nice to have the first 2 weeks already mapped out. I can just look at them. And finally, these are just my favorite go-to links. I have Artful Thinking website from Harvard's Project Zero. Pretty much everything they put out is amazing. I have the Annenberg Learner Art Through Time series. I used this a lot for my IB classes, and Google's Arts and Culture, of course, for really high resolution images of artwork. And then I love these art terms from the Tate.org, from the Tate Museum in the UK. These are all clickable links. So I hope that you download this and enjoy using it, and that it helps you plan your school year. Thank you so much for joining me today as I plan my syllabus. If you are looking for where you can download your own syllabus planner, it will be linked in the description along with everything I mentioned today. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.